Morning, everybody. Welcome. It is, what is today? Wednesday, the 12th of July, and this is the Investing Bros. Holy crap, do we have a great show lined up for you guys today, because we just got some CPI data coming in down at 3%. Should be a massive bullish move for Bitcoin, for crypto. But you know what else is bullish right now, guys? This channel. Check out those sexy looking green names over there in chat. We announced this last week to our members over in Discord. Then we announced it on Monday, but we're going to give you a little bit more information in case you're coming in and you're like, what the heck is happening right now? What's with all these green names? We just started our YouTube membership platform now, and we're going to tell you more about it here later on in the show. So don't go anywhere, because again, lots and lots and lots of information in this show, crypto related, Investing Bros related. Make sure, though, you go ahead and smash that like button. And if you are new here, consider subscribing to the channel. We are the Investing Bros, the most generous crypto community in all of YouTube. And what we mean by that is, even with these memberships, you guys being able to give money and help support the channel, we don't take a single dollar and put it into our pockets. No, every single dollar is either going to charity or to better content on this channel to continue to educate people on how they can change their life and their children's lives for the better using cryptocurrency. If that's something you love, the easiest thing you can do is subscribe to the channel and smash that like button every single day. With that said, though, I got two fantastic co-hosts to introduce this morning. I ought to start off with the Florida man, Mr. T Shroom. T Shroom, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing better than I deserve, Tim. A lot better than I deserve. And I just want you to know that we stayed up very late last night, Tim and I, Eastern Standard Time, setting up the memberships. We had a good time making the little badges. There's a lot of little adjustments, trying to get the colors right on Photoshop. It was a lot of fun, and we're glad to bring it to you. And I do have a quote of the day, believe it or not. It's a good one.
Good.
It's very simple, but it is it's as follows: be yourself, everyone, else is already taken. So I really like that. I've always liked it, from Oscar Wilde. And it's hard to beat that. You know, being yourself is important, because you never know what God's plan is for it. You know, and it's definitely not the same plan that he's got for everyone else. So you got to be willing to be yourself.
It is true. It is true. There's only one of you, and we need you here in this world. I got a Michael Scott quote of the day. One of my favorite Michael Scott quotes, by the way, from the entire show. Those of you who are fans know exactly this quote. The picture that I have here is not necessarily the picture of him saying it, but I love inside jokes. Love to be a part of one someday. It's good stuff, Michael Scott.
Good.
We discussed last night. By the way, guys. By the way, I brought a W home for the bros over on Around the Blockchain, but we discussed the concept. One of the topics was an NFT that was for a new show coming out, a show that was, I think, similar to Rick and Morty, the same writer or whatever. But we discussed on the show, could you imagine how well NFTs would do if, like, I still think an Office NFT would do well now, but could you imagine if NFTs were a thing while The Office was in its like heyday? They're still making episodes. There's still new seasons coming out. Oh my gosh, those NFTs would do amazing. And ones like this with Michael Scott making these one-liners would be fantastic. You know, a man can dream. Anyway, let's keep moving on here, though. We are joined by another co-host, the Texas man, the former military operative, the production manager of this set, Mr. Army Piper. How are you doing this morning, Piper?
Brother, I'm doing fantastic. I got my membership. I went ahead and reinvested into Investing Bros. So,
hey,
and then I also dropped 50 gifted in there for our guests. So now, if you got one for free for this month, next month you need to renew. So stay with us. With us. Build the family. Build the community.
Yeah, I've already seen a couple people using it. By the way, when you get the green name, you don't just get a green name with a really cool looking badge. We'll explain the badges later, because there's going to be some details that they'll change. But there's some. We started with just 3 of them. We started with 3 emojis. You guys can check those out. If I'll tell you this right now, can I use one of them? I don't know if I have. Does it let me? Okay, I'm posting one right now. I will give a very special shout out to anyone who can explain this to us. If you know what this emoji is, you are a real OG of the channel. What does that mean? I'm going to go ahead and get into reading some names here, but so T-shirt and Piper, keep an eye out. Does anyone guess what that emoji is about? Let's go ahead and start, though. First commenter of the day was a blue wrench, and it was Mr. Mike Lowry. Congratulations to Mike Lowry. Right behind him was Crypto Pew Pew Cruz with a great message. I'm gonna read this one. Where would I be if it wasn't for he who gave his life for all, including me? Thanks, Tim, for bringing me back to reality when you had to talk about where in lies my identity. Amen, Crypto Pew Pew Cruz. I want to make sure you guys understand about this channel. We believe in the power of prayer. We believe in God. We believe in Jesus. This is a crypto channel, so we're not going to just beat down people's doors each and every single day. But if you ever wonder about us, where our hope lies, where our main things in life lie, like for me, I'm even just speak personally. The reason I'm invested in crypto is because I'm the type of person who believes that this world is not the way that God made it to be, and it's a constant struggle to get back to him. And my role is to help people find their relationship with Jesus once again. But in doing so, I'm here to also help every person grow just personally. And even if someone doesn't accept Jesus the way I have, that is completely okay. No one is forcing you to do anything. I want you to know that you are loved, and I want you to know that there's better things out there for you. And if you accomplish happiness and you accomplish joy in your own way, even if it's not the way I found it, I want to see you be successful. And I believe crypto can play a very important role in helping people get out of their own way, but help not only themselves, but the people around them, which is exactly what, when I'm talking about my identity, guys, is not Tim Warren, the crypto influencer, Tim Warren, the money maker. It's not even Tim Warren, the husband and father. It's Tim Warren, the son of God, the saved and renewed by Jesus. And because of that, I can be a good father. I can be a good husband. I can be a good crypto influencer. I can be a good investor, and I can help those around me. So you guys, we don't talk about that very often, but I want to make sure you guys understand identity is deeper than your monetary value, your job position at work. It can go a lot deeper. And when you find that identity, everything around you ends up flowing better. Let's keep moving on, though. Let's see. CBD Suddy is here. A Mellow Fellow is here. OBC, Yer Navarro, Brian D, Eric Wallen, Crypto Mini Bike, Mr. J. I definitely, we're going to read some of these new green names. So make sure you guys, I'm going to get a couple more just normal chat, and then we're going to move over. Crypto JMP, 88 Ace, Nimjafoa. I don't know if the N is silent or not. Nimjafoa, Terrence, one of my favorite names in here. Brian D, Curtis Rorick, Bedridden, Mike Play, Dustin Singer, Crypto Ben Franklin. Welcome. Mike Volmer, Gia S. And here we go. We're going to get in here and we're going to start reading some of these new green names. Eric Wallen was the first to sign up on the live show. I do believe Elo Brown and Cryptex had already joined previous to the show because I saw that. However, first one on the show this morning was Eric Wallen, so shout out to him. Following him was Gia S with the new green name. Who else do we have? Bedridden came in with the green name, but he also joined the gold level. So thank you so much, Bedridden. We'll explain more about the levels here later on in the show, so stay tuned. But shout out to you guys. Who else? I know Army Piper came in and joined and then dropped a bunch of gifts for people. Where are those names? Who did he drop them for? Let's go and see. Crypto AI.
Just so you know, yep. I cannot select who gets the gifting. The system is doing it automatically. So,
that's interesting.
So if you're one of our regulars in here that did not get the green name, it's not because I don't love you. It's because YouTube did not put you in the algorithmic spot to get selected. So,
freaking YouTubes.
Let's
see who got this. Crypto AI, Victor Lopez. So I now see them. Crypto JMP just joined. I see. Thank you so much. Mike Volmer was gifted, so he's in here. Let's see, who else do we have? Get more green names. Again, I see badges in here. Sorry, I see the emojis. Justin Eubanks was gifted. Let's see here. Did anyone guess? I see people use the Piper. I see people use the beard emoji. Did anyone guess what the new emoji? It's me, Crypto Mario joined. I was gifted, I'm assuming, because Peter Prevost was gifted. Maybe I skipped some names. If I miss a name, I'm so sorry, guys. But I'm looking. They're loving to see the name. Peter Provost, Mike Vollmer, GS. Yeah. Did anyone guess the emoji?
No.
The mystery
Yes.
emoji.
No, I saw someone do it. They said better than I deserve. It was
Come on. Who was it?
It was, hold on, let me look. Surely it's here, right here somewhere. Let me look.
Oh yeah, Crypto Sec guy.
Yeah, Crypto Sec guy.
Crypto Sec guy got it.
Crypto Sec guy, oof.
An OG.
I gotta now speak positively about Crypto Sec guy. Real quickly, shout out to Crypto Sec guy. He is a friend of the channel. Him and I have a very a fun relationship, similar to Ben and Wendy. We are frenemies, and it's because I growing up in Florida. I'm a Virginia Tech fan, but I like Florida as kind of my number 2 team. UF, the Gators, go Gators. So he just decided to piss me off and decide he's an FSU fan, Florida State. And then I find out later on in our relationship, he doesn't even really care about Florida State. That was literally just to piss me off. He's actually an Ohio State fan, who I hate as well. So we have a very complicated relationship, me and Crypto Sec guy. As T-Shroom likes to call him, Geoffrey, similar to Joffrey off of Game of Thrones, I guess. But I think his name's pronounced Jeffrey, of course. But yeah, shout out to you for guessing it. That's exactly what it is, better than I deserve. You guys will see those 3 emojis are representative of the 3 bros here you guys see every single morning. With that said, though, guys, again, one more special shout out and thank you to every single one of you guys. Whether you're a member or not, even the names that are not green, if just seeing you guys come in here every single day and support this channel, I am so honored and blessed to wake up every morning and be a part of the Investing Bros with you guys. So special shout out. Love all of you. It is time to go ahead and get into this content because, again, guys, great show lined up today. But we got to start with some big news on the economic front. Piper, what do you have for us this morning?
All right, let's jump in here and check this out, Tim. So what we're looking at today is the CPI data. I told you guys it was going to be the big mover this week. And it was supposed to be coming in at 3.1 to possibly 3.2. Came in below expectation at 3%, which means that the inflation rate is now 1% away from being what the Federal Reserve wants to be at. They want 2%, right? Let's go ahead and see what was broken down in here. So CPI and annual inflation rate was 3% for June, lowest since March of 2021, just so you're tracking, compared to 4% in May. The slowdown is partly due in high base effect from last year when the surge in energy and food prices pushed the headline inflation rate to 9.1%, guys. Energy costs slumped 16.7%. The one that I was watching, though, was used vehicles. Where's it at? Smaller prices increases were also recorded for new vehicles, apparel, and transportation services. The cost of medical service was down by 0.8%, and the prices of used cars and trucks down 5.2%. So pretty substantial there. That's what we had for that. Then we also had our, whoa, what did you just do? Come back here. It's being all wonky on me. There we go. Hey, I can't control this. This is the internet. This is tradingeconomics.com, guys. Core inflation rate came in at 4.8%, was expected to be 5% on consensus and forecast, so beat that. And then core inflation rate month over month at 0.2% was actually supposed to be at 0.3 on the forecasted consensus. So everything came out better than it deserved today, Tim. So
love it.
Yeah. Say that number. What was core? Sorry, core inflation was what? Came in at what again?
For year over year at 4.8.
Yeah. See, so I want to make sure people understand that is really important because yes, CPI is important to look at too, but core inflation is the one that's really going to affect us. And even though it's still sitting up high at 4.8, the fact that it is still down from that previous level is very bullish, not only for your crypto investments, but it's also bullish just for you as an American who has to go out and buy things. That's a good sign. But we'll talk more about the futures and the CPI. We'll talk more about interest rates here in just a minute. Anything else we got for the economic update, Piper?
Yeah, I just want to point out that core CPI, it excludes food and energy, just so you guys are tracking. So if you're like, my prices are still expensive, core inflation does not include energy or food. So I just wanted to point that out to everybody. Let's go ahead and jump over, see what Trueflation is saying, give it a little refresh here. Core inflation, it is actually saying that it's 2.51%, up 0.06%. U.S. federal government reporting 3%. So this is actually getting more in line now. We're coming more in line with the old methodology and the new methodology, being able to have some type of consensus of where it is actually at. And let's go over here, do a refresh on this. Look at the last 24 hours. Actually, I want to see what the last hour is. Just in the last hour, guys, $8.2 million in liquidations from that candle taken off. And you can see here a lot of short liquidations across the board. So that's what I wanted to show there. Let's go ahead and kick it back over to you, Tim, and we'll see what the FOMC is telling us.
Yeah, well, real quick, before we jump there, because it's going to be a big day today. So I just want to, when we see these, I'm going to call them out. I think we already said Crypto Jam P, he joined Silver. Thank you so much, Crypto Jam P. But some new ones we just had joining our membership. Crypto Mini Bike, welcome to Silver. So glad to see that, a new green name here. Lots of people were gifted. I'm not going to be able to read every single gifted one, guys, but I will read the ones that when people join. Crypto Trades, welcome to Gold. And then futuristically, if you guys have a green name, it will make it easier when you guys are engaging with us in chat to see your comment and respond to you guys as best we can. With that said, though, yeah, let's go ahead and jump on in here. This is the CME Futures tool for anyone who does not know what I'm looking at here. This helps us kind of predict what's going to happen at the next FOMC meeting with interest rates. So it is Wednesday, meaning in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we will get the next FOMC meeting. Despite the fact the CPI data is down, guys, despite the fact that the inflation continues to go to the downside, CME is not wavering. There's still a 92% prediction at this point. We will get another rate hike up to 525 to 550. However, it is staying in put that this should be the last one. As you move through here, we have pauses after this one predicted all the way until March of 2024. Got to go to it. Where I will say now, this is now the prediction. March of 2024 is the prediction for the first rate cut, for the pivot to actually happen, and it's picking up steam. Yesterday, the pause was still a little higher here. It now has dropped down to 25%. More are predicting that March should be the month of 2024. That should be the month we finally get a rate cut. So definitely got to keep our eyes on that. A lot can still change. We tell you guys that every single day, but we want to let you know because people investing are looking at these details. They want to see, hey, what's the prediction for the next rate hike? What is the expectation for when a rate cut is coming? All this comes into perspective. So even though we have no idea what's actually going to happen in March of 2024, just seeing that this is the prediction is going to keep people in a more bullish tone. If we start to see this change and it delays, or even we see another rate hike being predicted, that will go ahead and start baking itself into price, because that's just how the markets work. So in case anyone's wondering why do we look at CME futures every single day, even when they're not changing, it's because big investors, whales, they look at this data and this is how they choose what they want to invest in and when they want to invest in it. And we're a big proponent of, just because you don't have money like a whale doesn't mean you should not be investing and trading like a whale. That's exactly what we're about here on this channel. Let's keep moving on here. I'm going to refresh this because this is what it was yesterday. I want to make sure I'm not off. There we go. All right. I didn't need to refresh it. Also, by the way, guys, if you guys want to go get Candlelight Concerts, that's our sponsor of the day, according to the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. I don't even know what that is.
Candlelight Concerts. That sounds
just
cool.
A bunch of candles surrounding a guy and a piano, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, the Bitcoin Greed is back up to 64. This is not the highest we've seen this year. We did have a day where we shot up to 65 on the Greed. I've told you guys, what you should know about greed. This is not a good sign in the sense of when the Bitcoin Fear and Greed flows into greed, that's usually more of a time to sell. Although the way the markets move right now, I still expect, I'm expecting over the rest of this summer at some point to get up to higher 80s, if not lower 90s. And then we're not going to be at new all-time highs, guys. Again, I think best case scenario, 50K. I used to say it a lot. I'm not necessarily that bullish anymore. I think 36 to 42 is a better range. But best case scenario, 50K. And then we'll plummet back down. We'll come back down at least to 30, if not 25. And then I think there's an outside chance we go fill that CME gap down at about 19,800. That's kind of, in my boat, worst case scenario is not the right choice of words, but worst case realistic scenario. At this point, I think we go down that far. But keep your eyes on this Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. We are ticking back up, which for the moment is okay, but I'm going to be monitoring this. And when we start getting up again to that 80, 90 area, I'm going to get very, very pessimistic about the price being able to continue to rally to the upside. with that said, let's go over here to RTA this morning, and we're going to do a new thing here. And I'm going to go ahead and just look at some of the things I'm covering. This is not every single crypto. We're not over on CoinMarketCap looking at the biggest movers, biggest losers. But there are some coins that we like to keep our eyes on. I want to see what is the biggest altcoin mover so far this morning. By the way, guys, in case you're wondering, this is going to be different than like a CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, because CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, they track what the price is doing over the last 24 hours. This over here on TradingView tracks what the price is doing since the day open, which for us right here on the Eastern Standard Time, that was 7 p.m. last night. So since 7 p.m. last night, Pepe's up 3%, looks like the biggest mover on my watch list here for crypto. Optimism up 2.78%. Sui up 2.76%. Sui's been struggling. I don't know. Let me know in chat. Do you guys think Sui's going to make it? There's a lot of hype when it came out because it was a new layer 1, but I don't know. Algo's got some negative feedback recently, up 1.52. Link up 1.47. What is this? Solana up 2%. Cardano only 0.4. We've been tracking that, the suppression of Cardano, not really doing much. Ethereum up 0.7. Bitcoin only up 0.6. The Bitcoin dominance is up this morning. That's another big thing, is despite the fact the prices are moving up, the Bitcoin dominance is still climbing. It's only at 51.61, so we got a little more ways to go. You guys who have been watching and following me, you guys know I'm one of the few of us out there that think that Bitcoin dominance is going to get up to 60%. We will have to wait and see. But that is what the market is looking like this morning. Our red XRP is barely in the red at 0.46 down. BNB down 0.32. Matic down 0.13. Is there any other red on my watch list? Yeah, Cody is down 0.03. So even the ones that are down right now, it's not really down that much, guys. It is a green day for crypto, and I very highly expect, even as the show moves on, watch even these ones that are currently in the red flip into the green. That's just usually what happens when we have data like this. But speaking of that bullish data, let's go ahead and jump over here into Bitcoin TA, which, by the way, guys, you guys are going to see me using this. You're going to see Piper using this. You're going to see T-Shirt using this. These indicators, in case you're new to the channel, these are Chart Prime indicators, the best indicators out there to help you trade and predict next movements of the market. You guys know I'm a big fan of fundamental TA. I love fundamentals, the formations, the patterns, regular oscillators. But ever since I found Chart Prime, it has just changed the way I do TA, changed the way I trade, and it's just so amazing. So if you're looking to make some money in the trading game, you're going to make your money. If whatever you spend on Chart Prime, you're going to make techs in your trades because you're using Chart Prime. So shout out to them. There's a link down below if you guys want to go sign up. 45% off your first month or your first quarter with your sign up here on Investing Bros. Now, we're pumping this morning. You guys see the live title. We said breaking. That was the CPI data coming out. We are pumping. Is the pump massive? Well, we did wick all the way up here. What is this wick? Actually, using TradingView, this is something I need to do more often. You can just go over the candle and look. The high that we got to, it did touch 31,000 on the dot. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but right next to the right of the Bitcoin.US dollar, all those red numbers, that H, that high says $31,000. So we kissed it just perfectly. If I were to pull up our chart prime indicators right here, you guys are going to see we wicked right at a nice order block coming in here. There's a lot of order blocks. There's a lot of stuff happening. Let me even zoom out here. I'm on the 1 hour chart. Let me go to the 4 hour chart so you guys can see this a little bit better here. I think there's, even more order blocks coming in. Look at that. There's 3 of them. There's one all the way up here towards 31.3. There's one down here between 30,900 and 31,000. There's a fatter one that encompasses the whole thing. But we also have, we didn't even quite touch it, but watch as we get towards 31.1. This is the 4 hour strongest level of resistance. This is an indicator here in Chart Prime, the multi-time frame support and resistance. It's one of my favorite indicators they have out there. You can just look at this and know on different timelines. I have them all on local mode this morning, different levels that will be significant. Like, for example, if we were to fall to the downside, look at all the support we have coming in below us. I don't think that's going to happen. I do expect we're going to see Bitcoin continue to climb to the upside, especially on this news. But you guys do see it's going to take some volume. It's going to take some pushing to break through all these order blocks, to break through these resistance levels that are indicated here by Chart Prime. So definitely want you guys to be paying attention to that. When we look here, we also rejected right at our trend assistant. This is our market oracle here with Chart Prime. One of the cool things we have here is a newer indicator to Chart Prime, but we need to break through that, turn that back green like we've had it before, and move to the upside. Of course, it's going to be a tall task with all of that resistance sitting right above us. What I do also like, let me go ahead and take down that indicator as well. What I do like is, we talked about this the other day. This was a formation we've been tracking for the last couple of weeks, a rising trading channel. Well, yes, last week, back on July 6th, we lost the support level. And yeah, we had one fake breakthrough, but other than that, we turned it into resistance for several touches. You guys can see, other than this candle right here, and we immediately on the next candle broke back down through it, we have been using former support as resistance. I said the other day, I put a tweet out about this. The bulls need to regain this support level and close several candles above it here on the 4-hour chart to actually recaptivate it and get the bullish momentum. You guys can see, as we are talking right now, this morning we did close 2 different candles above that line. Technically, I probably want to see at least 2 or 3 more. At the moment, we're at red. We're coming back down. Are we dropping below it literally as we speak? Yeah, we just dropped below it as we speak. Of course, this is a 4-hour candle, guys. Lots of time for it to make some action. Very volatile this last candle is, as we got this news this morning. But what would be very, very big for the bulls is to go ahead and close a candle above this line. So we won't be able to see that happen during this live show, but we'll keep you posted. Piper will go live again tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He'll get to comment on this for you guys, so make sure you go join him tonight as well. Let's take a look at our oscillators this morning. You guys know I'm a big oscillator fan. Yeah, here on the 4-hour chart, there's nothing saying we need to reject. This is a very positive sign. Let me go out actually all the way to the daily chart. Yeah, I absolutely love this. You guys know on these oscillators, we came back down here more recently, found support at the 0 line here on the Chart Prime oscillator, found support on the 50 on the RSI, even though the price went sideways in that whole time. It's not flashing a bullish divergence, but guys, this is a great sign of reloading the oscillators are showing us. I'm still bullish, massively bullish when I'm looking at these oscillators. I think that the price does need to go to the upside. Again, we need to break through all of these different things. Let me go back. Yeah, all this resistance right here, all of the, it's not going to show up because it was down on the 4-hour chart, but those order blocks that are sitting right in this zone, we definitely need to smash through them. But if we are able to do so, we're primed and ready to do so based off these oscillators, based off of volume. If we actually can do it and break through, it could be an explosion up to our golden box we've been talking about. Lower level here, 33,500. Higher level, of course, the bull flag right here, if it plays out, sending us all the way up here to 36,000. This one actually having up to 36.4 or so with that bull flag. Again, it's not going to happen overnight, but I do think that when we start to get that range, remember I was talking about the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, I'm going to be very curious to see when we touch that 36,000, where are we at greed? If we're only sitting in like the 70s, hey, I think there's a decent chance that we're making it up to 40,000, 42,000. But if we're sitting at 86, 87, I'm going to start getting a little pessimistic about the ability for Bitcoin to keep going. I think we might be getting close to topping out. So make sure as Bitcoin makes a push, you guys keep your eyes on that. Let's look at the last thing I want to do here, fixed range volume profile. Let's start with just these, this kind of sideways trend we've been in here. You guys will see also, yeah, we wicked above it, but right now we are struggling to get above the value area high of this most recent little trading channel. So that's another level. You guys see it kind of corresponds perfectly with my rising blue dotted line. We need to get above and close candles above 30,700 and start using it as support rather than resistance to regain some of this control. Guys, that's the Bitcoin TA I have for you today. What time is it? 9:29. There's a lot more we can do, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Piper. And if for some reason we have more time at the end of the show, we can do some more altcoin TA. But if you guys are really, really wanting a lot of altcoin TA, that's exactly what these new shows in the evening with Piper are all about, where he takes the requests of all of our members. So that's you. If you have a green name in chat right now, that is you. You can come in and watch tonight at 6 p.m. You can make requests on what you want to see TA on, and he will be able to do it for you. So I'm going to throw it over to Piper for some Ethereum TA, and after that, we're going to get into our market open and some more community talk and some of our stories. Piper, go ahead and take it away.
Appreciate it, Tim. Just so you guys are tracking real fast, I want to touch base on this before we move on. If you guys are, Cryptex is talking in there right now about connecting your YouTube to your Discord, and you just go into your settings on Discord. Once you're in there, click that connections button, and then you will be able to connect your Discord under user settings over to YouTube. So just wanted to let you know. And also, we had a bunch more from Mr. J. Mr. J has dropped 40 additional memberships. So I just wanted to give him a shout out on that one, man. We appreciate the love and support. Taking a look at Ethereum here right now, guys. We were, as Tim was talking a little bit ago, right here on this point of control, the 50% line on this regression trend that I showed you guys that we've been in for a hot minute now. And it was a nice doji just sitting right there in the middle, which means indecisive markets right now. It does look like it is trying to pull back a little bit, but what I want to show you is it looks like in my opinion, we are going to get our bounce right here on this moving average, which is from the multi-kernel regression indicator. This is a free indicator from Chart Prime. Doesn't cost anything, and I love it. It's fantastic. Look, down, up, it's beautiful. So right now, I think that's where we're going to get a bounce if we do continue down. But again, a lot of volatility, sell off and buying right now going on, and that's just the volatility that we expect when macroeconomic news comes in. Let's go ahead and take a look at the oscillators and see how we're doing here on these. Let's go down here. Let's see. Kind of just a move sideways here. It looks like we might get a little pinch, which is why I was saying we could come down to either the dynamic reactor or that trend line there. Money flow, though, still looking decent. Trend is still moving up, and the RSI still underneath that 70. So looking at the histogram, fast mover, slow mover, moving averages there looking good, and the histogram still making elevated candles. So nothing that I'm seeing right now on Ethereum tells me that this macroeconomic news is going to have a bad effect to it. I do want to point this out, though, because I saw this just a minute ago. When we had the breakout of our auto printed chart pattern here back on July 5th, this wick that we hit here literally was the closeout of the estimated target of that breakout. So what happens is this red X prints and it confirms a breakout of this pattern, and it gives you the target measurement, and it will be grayed out until it hits it literally to the dollar wick is what closed that out. So that's kind of cool. One of our members that is also over in Chart Prime asked me, "Hey, you're welcome, Brokoshi no dinero." I got you, man. Hey. I didn't actually. Everybody that got one, I'm glad you guys are getting them. You've got to go in and accept gifts on your settings for YouTube in order to get one. The system is doing it automatically. There's nothing I can do to control that. One of our members asked for Wave. He actually asked for it last night at the close of the show, and I didn't have time to do it, so I told him I would check it out this morning. He said that it normally had a pump around 7 a.m. or about 7 p.m. every evening. And that had, and I went and looked, and it has been, there's been like this 7 o'clock pump that just comes in randomly every day. Did not happen last night. It kind of said, nope, I can't do it, and dropped down. I guess everyone got keen to it, and so some whales decided to wreck some people and take some money from them. So it's what happens, man. So right now, guys, Wave just sitting right here underneath that trend line from the multi-kernel regression tool and sitting inside of a breaker block. If it does come to the downside, I would look for it to come about 197 would be where I would look for that support, 197 and 193. But to be honest, the way that these patterns have been working out here, where we get the pullback and then the pump, the pullback, major pump, rejection up here on that trade line of the predictive ranges there, also inside of a nice big fat order block with very high liquidity coming from back here. That is where I would be watching for it to do. I've watched for it to come down. I would think that right now might not be a bad time, and then you could put your stop loss down there. That's how I would trade it, not financial advice. But that's all I got. I want to get this show going. We got a lot of news today, Tim, so let's go ahead, kick it back over to you.
Yeah, we got a whole lot to cover this morning. Guys, here in just a couple of minutes, we're going to get into some community time, explain a little bit more about these new green names, these badges, the perks that are coming now that we have a YouTube membership. But I want to first of all start and say I'm overwhelmed by all of the love this morning, all the support. You guys are literally the best. Cannot wait to go into more detail. As we're kind of going into our market open with T-Shroom, make sure you guys smash that like button. We have over 120 people watching right now. I saw us get up to 170 concurrent. This is amazing. We are growing very, very, very fast, but we need your help smashing that like button and making sure you're subscribed to the channel and hitting that notification bell. So if you haven't done it, go ahead and do that right now. T-Shroom, what are you seeing this morning in the stocks for the market open?
Absolutely. Let's get into it, guys. I've got my screens pulled up here. Let's go ahead and start off with the indexes. NASDAQ opening up starkly higher, up 1.2% here in the first 5.5 minutes of trading in the New York session. Looking good. Index is green across the screen. Natural gas coming down and oil coming up. Oil up 1% there, and the natural gas ETF up 2.7%. So energy continuing to play along for the most part, trying to get those inflation numbers down, doing their part. We got to give it up for energy. Has been probably the biggest contributor to the early dumps in inflation. So we got to give it up for energy playing along. And now we got the used car market playing along as well, doing its thing. And what's up next? Probably shelter, meaning real estate. Well, taking a look here at crypto, you're seeing a lot of green. Bitcoin up 0.2, Ethereum up 0.5. And as we scroll on down, optimism stands out, up 2.28% there. Bitcoin Cash up 4%, looking really good. XLM actually slumped on the day, down 1% there. And you're just seeing mainly green across the screen there. Pepe Coin up 2%, but Snake and Doge selling off this morning. Oh, man, look at silver coming back strong, up 3.3%. Let's go ahead and open up that chart really quickly. Gold and steel also up pretty well. Yeah, like that's a big green candlestick there from silver as it pushes back through this downtrending line of a resistance there that's a little complicated. I don't remember exactly why I drew. Oh, this is a very long-term line of resistance. So, yeah, so silver making some good moves here, making a run up for its daily upper band of the Bollinger Band. And things are looking good there for silver. Continuing on down to our mega cap tech stocks, guys. This is really where the meat and the potatoes is as the market reacts to the CPI. This is what this is going to be your high risk or your risk asset allocation moving in pretty strongly this morning. Amazon looking very strong, up 1.5%, but it looks like Google is leading the way, up 2%. AMD not too far behind, up 2% as well. And Tesla up 1.4. Now we're going to get to Microsoft here in a second. So let's go a story in Microsoft. So let's go ahead and check out their price charts. Yeah, look at this. I'm actually going to zoom out to the weekly charts to get a better idea of where Microsoft is. It's been pulling back from its upper band there in the Bollinger Bands. It's got some good support here coming in from Market Oracle Pro from Chart Prime. It's got some good support here that it'll probably find around $323 per share. So could see a bounce there. But the big story today has actually brought in a lot of buying. And I would say that along with the CPI story, you're going to see prices buoyed, especially for those NASDAQ names. Let's take a look here at bonds across the board. Those yields are selling off hard, with the 5-year selling off the most. It looks like down 2.5%. I'm sorry, not selling off. The yields are coming down. So distinct difference. But even the younger dated bonds, the 3-month and the 6-month, also those yields are coming down. So folks are not. Let's see. Folks are having to be. Yeah. So folks are actually buying the bonds. So the yields are coming down. So they're less. So they're having to. The bonds are having to provide less of an incentive to actually invest in them. So that's what's going on in the bond market. Everything's getting bought. Looks like so. Taking a look at cannabis. Cannabis was up yesterday. CGC was up, and now it's up again, another 11%. There's some legislation in Florida that looks like recreational legalizations on the ballot, and also for military. So for military use is being discussed. Early days for both of those, and some very big hurdles to overcome. But just the news can send those cannabis names higher. So keep an eye on those guys. Mid cap stocks doing pretty well here. DraftKings leading the way on the mid caps, up 6.9%. Coinbase actually taking a little bit of a tumble, down 2%. We'll get to why here in just a few minutes in the story section. your big banks having a huge day. Citibank coming in up 3%. Look at that. That's kind of wild. So the banks are really loving this CPI print, better than expected. So that's expected. I did not think that the big banks would be up this much. They're actually outpacing mega cap tech right now. So that is something to note, that the big banks are doing really well. And these guys, I will say, these guys are nowhere near their all-time highs, whereas Apple and Microsoft are already at their all-time highs. Look, this is BlackRock here. It's got a good bit to go higher. I'm on the weekly chart. You can see it's got about 32% to the upside still. And then let's go ahead and do Bank of America up 2.4%, guys. This is giving me a little bit of giggles because of the story we're going to get to in a few minutes here about Bank of America. Bank of America still has 68% upside to those all-time highs, so something to think about. Let's just for giggles, JP Morgan actually not too much further until it reaches those all-time highs again. Only about 16% away from $172 per share there for Goldman's. Keep saying that, for JP Morgan. Okay, I've said it a bunch of times. Let's go ahead and take a look at Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs only about 26, call it 30% away from those all-time highs. So again, guys, why am I bringing this up? Because if you look at the mega cap tech stocks, they are much closer to their all-time high. I'm going to pull up Google, which actually isn't that close, but you can see it's in a similar range there. But if you take a look here at Apple, look at that. Boom. Way above its all-time highs. And these all-time highs were put in back in January of 22. Microsoft, same thing. It's actually kind of double topping here, but it has, I don't know if it eclipsed, but it got up to, and now is kind of retreating, reloading there for Microsoft. Tim, what you got? Oh, I heard a breath.
Oh,
Never mind. We're going to discard that.
Yeah.
No worries. So anyway, that's kind of interesting.
No need to interrupt.
That's really interesting here, guys. That again highlighting that the big banks, the big four, and then also BlackRock and Goldman Sachs doing really well this morning. Really liking that CPI print, and it makes sense. I mean, a lot of the risk assets they own are going to see some upside movement today. So that is what the market is doing. So that's going to be our market open, guys. Bullish CPI and bullish outcome for Microsoft. We're going to get to that story here in just a second. So that's it.
Yeah.
Loving it.
You know, I want to make sure people are staying patient. So right now, crypto, a lot of more cryptos are in the red since 7 p.m. last night. Bitcoin down to about 30,488, but be patient. Again, we told you guys there was a lot of resistance above us. When you hit order blocks, guys, just so you know, that is people sitting there have already told us they want to sell. That's liquidity. You got to kind of knock on the door and get rejected several times before you finally break through. So just because we're down this morning is not the end of the world. I told you guys already, that blue dotted line, we need to get back above it. We need to start closing some candles. We're getting rejected right now. That's what resistance is. But the fact that we're still in this more macro time, or not macro, but intermediate time, still going higher, setting higher highs and higher lows when we're looking at like the 1 hour chart, 30-minute chart stuff, that's still a bullish sign. We just got to get through all of that resistance. So don't freak out. Don't, before anyone's like, oh, we're not pumping, we're falling. It's like, well, no, we're working on getting some of this liquidity out of the way so we can actually get the real pump coming. With that said, though, it is time. Let's go ahead and jump into community. Some of you guys have been waiting here for this really, really cool stuff. I'm realizing, T-Shroom, before we get in here, with the emojis, I want to start off by telling everybody, T-Shroom and I were working on this late last night. We were tired. I'm about to expose something very dumb that we did, T-Shroom, or something dumb we didn't do.
Which is what?
You're gonna see in the emojis. We put an emoji of a beard for Tim, obviously. That's my thing. We have the Piper, the Army Piper emoji with the Army hat and the investing. We got, this makes sense. We sat and talked for at least 10 minutes, me and T-Shroom. What is it? We're just going to start off with 3 emojis. We're going to add more later, but what is a very recognizable emoji we can put for T-Shroom? And we were like, oh, what could we? At one point we were like, oh, we could do like the bald head with the goatee. We could do the headphones with a microphone. We finally said, no, let's find a way to get better than I deserve in. So hence the BTID, which is great. It's awesome. T-Shroom, why the freak did we not think of a freaking mushroom as your emoji?
Because it was really late at night.
because it was really late at night. So a new emoji coming to you guys very soon will be a new update. We'll play with it. We'll edit it. It won't just be like a normal looking mushroom. We'll get a cool looking mushroom in there for T-Shroom, but we do apologize.
Maybe we can maybe we can jump in with the gold members over on Discord, and we can let them come up with some ideas for us too.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. So let's get into this. Let's discuss some things. So you guys are going to notice whether you were gold or silver. I don't think we have any diamond members yet. We'll explain that here in a second. But no matter what you are, you got a green name and you got a green badge. Here is the reason why. We originally, when we told our Patreon members, when we told the gold members what was happening, we originally said, oh, we'll do a silver badge for silver members, a gold badge for gold members, and then like it's like a bluish, but like a diamond color for our diamond members. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. Well, T-Shirt, when I got in here last night to build it and realized that's not how YouTube does badges. They give all the badges to the lowest level, and they correspond to time. So your green badge, I'm gonna show here. We can go and share my screen, Piper. The badges are as follows. This is just about OG status, pretty much. This has nothing to do with you, whether you're a silver, a gold, or a diamond member when it comes to the badges. All new members will get a green badge until you've been a member for an entire month. After 1 month, you'll get a yellow badge. And so here's the thought. Green, you're brand new, you're growing, you're green, Yellow, well, you're still yellow bellied. You've been here for a month, you're showing some commitment, but like you're yellow. It's not been that long. 2 months, you turn red. Here's the thing. The next jump is all the way up to 6 months. So it's going to be painful. You're going to sit there with a red badge for several months, sitting here waiting, 4 months waiting to upgrade your badge. But you're building, you're putting in that blood to make sure you get that badge. 6 months, you're blue. That's the color of loyalty. When you've been a member for 6 months, that just shows how loyal you are to the Investing Bros. And then after 1 year, purple. Well, guess what purple is? Purple is the color of royalty. You are officially an OG. We have a whole year to think about this, but we're going to have some major things for people who are in it for an entire year, showing their OG status. After that, we can make ones for like 2 years, 3 years. Obviously, we had a long time before we need to worry about 1 year, 2 year, 3 year members, but we'll create some cool things in the future. But in case you're wondering what the color of the badges means, this is what those are meaning. So you got to just stay with it. Those of you who are gifted, I know it's awesome. You guys are going to get some great perks for being gifted. If you want to keep getting the better colors, you're going to have to renew. I don't think, even if you come back in and get regifted the next day, it's going to, I could be wrong. I think it's going to repopulate and give you a green one again. You have to go in and renew it if you want to keep upgrading the colors here.
I believe that's the case, yeah.
So let's go back to BroCam here. Let's talk about some other things that is going to be really cool. The description is going to say this when you're looking at it, but silver members, the perks here, you guys get the badge. You'll get stickers, you'll get the emojis. You will get a couple other cool things, though. You'll get into our higher level of Discord, and we're starting this new for silver members every single Tuesday. Rather than just once a month, every Tuesday, silver members will get to join Bro Time. It is a blast. You guys don't want to miss it. So make sure every Tuesday from 3 to 4 Eastern Standard Time, you guys come in and spend some time with us. In those, by the way, guys, sometimes we just shoot the breeze and just hang out as bros, and we joke about things. Sometimes we talk about a lot of crypto. Sometimes we talk about news. Sometimes we talk about stocks. Sometimes we talk about the TA. It's always a fun time just to relax and hang out together. And so that is what you will get as a silver member. Now, when it comes to gold is going to get some cool things. Gold gets 2 Bro Times. So you got the one on Tuesdays that silver members are a part of as well. But then on Thursdays, you'll also get to be a part of one on Thursday. And what happens, what's cool with that is the last Thursday of every single month, you guys will get to be involved with some biz dev decisions that we make as a company. One of those things being when we come to the end of a quarter and it's time to look at where we're going to give the 20% we give to charity, you guys are going to get to help vote on where we're going to give that money. By the way, that means the 27th of this month, the Thursday Bro Time for gold members, we will be voting on where is the money, the charity money going for this last quarter. Who are we giving it to? You guys will get to vote on that. So that's a super cool thing. Also, we're going to start doing this. In the month of August, we're going to start, whether we bring in a special guest or whether it's one of us, we're going to start doing once a month, 30 to 45-minute webinars to help teach you guys more stuff about trading. We'll have you guys vote on topics you want to hear. Hopefully, we'll get some special guests in, like Elianachi coming in and teaching expert Elliott waves. Maybe we can get like people that Chris Inks to teach some of his gold mines. Either way, you have to be in the gold membership to get into those webinars. So that's one of the cool perks about being gold. And the last one, the diamond level. I don't think anyone signed up for this yet, and we still got to build this out. But the coolest perk there is we're actually going to be building videos that are educating you guys on how to trade. So TA, how to use exchanges, how to use leverage, proper strategies. We'll just constantly be upgrading those videos that only our diamond members will be able to see. So if you're learning and you want to learn more about trading, you want to learn more about technical analysis, you want to learn more and have access to a whole plethora of videos teaching you that, that is what the diamond members will get on top of course, if we can identify them, especially in our Q&As and stuff, diamond members will get priority with questions. But the biggest thing there is that we'll kind of use the diamond as our education level, where we're going to really be hands-on teaching you guys invest and trade and do everything wisely. So if you guys have any questions, we're about to jump into headlines, but put them in chat. I will try to respond in chat. And if we have some time left over, we'll try to answer as many verbally as possible. Otherwise, we will be answering as many questions as you want in our bro time. So gold, you can ask some questions this Thursday. Silver, you can ask some questions this Tuesday. We definitely can answer more questions there. But I'm so excited for all of you guys. I'm so excited for this channel. This is going to be a big, big move for Investing Bros. With that said, T-Shroom, it's 9:50. We got to blaze through these headlines because we got some good ones. What do you got for us this morning?
All right. Well, get to our thumbnail story here. Will MicroStrategies have to sell BTC? Broker Bernstein chips in. Going to cut to the chase here, guys. This is the summary of their report from Bernstein, as published by CoinDesk. MicroStrategies plan to raise long-term debt puts it under pressure to liquidate its Bitcoin holdings, but only in the case of extreme price corrections, especially around its debt expiry, which is due in mid-2025. So it's a developing story, something to watch, but overall, the answer to this question, the answer to our thumbnail is no. They will not have to sell their Bitcoin. Moving along here, U.S. Senate Finance Committee asked crypto industry for tax guidance. There was a lot to talk about here, but the Internal Revenue Code 1986, as amended by the IRC, draws distinctions between types of property with no straightforward classifications for digital asset. This uncertainty creates complex reporting issues for taxpayers. This is likely to change per the request here of the U.S. Senate Finance Committee. This is an organization that has a lot of power here in the United States, especially in the government, and they're going to the crypto industry, right? Not just relying on Gary Gensler to get the job done. He's shown that he can't. They're going to the source to try and get some real good tax guidance going forward for the American investors. Moving along here, Kathy Wood's ARK Invest sells 12 million Coinbase shares as coin nears yearly high. We actually did not look at the chart for Coinbase, but if you go take a look at it, it's at this big third peak in this otherwise sideways ranging movement. And, Kathy's probably cheering herself on today as she's made a bunch of money for her fund. Moving along here, South Korea to mandate firms issue crypto disclosure in financial statements. So we're seeing continued regulation in Korea. Things moving in the right direction there. Tokenized U.S. Treasuries surpass 600 million as crypto investors capture TradFi yield. Crypto investors now effectively lend $614 million to the U.S. government via different tokenized treasury products, according to real-world asset data firm RWA.XYZ. A lot of fun there. Now getting into our bigger TradFi stock market news here. This is the big one, guys. Now Microsoft has won over the U.S. in its bid to buy Activision Blizzard. How will it win in the UK? So it's still yet to be determined if it's going to win in the UK this case, but it has won in the United States. What does this mean? It just means that gaming, a very large and growing business sector, is just been taking more market share by Microsoft. So Microsoft obviously plays a big role in the gaming industry, owning Xbox, owning Minecraft. Now they've bought this really big. They have the go ahead to go ahead and buy this very big IP for Activision Blizzard. Blizzard is World of Warcraft and other games. Activision, let's just say, has the Tony Hawk series. It's one of my favorites, and obviously much, much more. Moving along, we've got Bank of America to pay $250 million in fines after consumer refunds over junk fees and fake accounts. Guys, there's a lot of details here, but basically Wells Fargo did this not too long ago. Piper, I want to throw it over to you. How big of a deal is this? And how silly does it make U.S. regulators when Bank of America is getting bought to, let's check it, to the tune of, it was up 2% when we last checked. Bank of America now still up 2.1% here in the first few minutes of trading. How silly does it make U.S. regulators look that Bank of America is getting bought to the upside after these fines?
It's ridiculous. And if you actually look at the amount of the fines versus what they made off of that double dipping, all they really had to do was pay that money back. And I talked about this on the show last night that it was they brought in, what was it, $8.2 billion in one quarter. In 3 months, their earnings were $8.1 billion. So what is a $250 million smack on the wrist? It's irritating because they damage us small investors with every move that they make in the regulation world, but they give a smack on the wrist to the good old bank buddy over there that's going to continue to do things that do not help us. So
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's not all. We've got the biggest story of the day: free Slurpee NFTs served up by 7-Eleven. That's right. I heard it right here, folks, guys. All you have to do, it explains it here. After filling the cup to the top, the next screen gives the collector a choice to claim their Slurpee Vibe digital collectible, or to go back to the previous screen and start over. If satisfied with their creation, the collector can select Claim Now and move to the next screen, which asks for the collector's name, email address, telephone number. A 6-digit code will be emailed to the collector to claim the Slurpee NFT. So, Tim, I have to ask, when are we going to 7-Eleven?
Well, isn't this over? I mean, is that a thing that's like now from now on, or is that just for 7-Eleven, which was yesterday, Slurpee Day? Is that still active? That article's a day old.
It's launching. So it's launching yesterday.
Oh.
So yes, they are definitely available. I mean, they built out all this software into their Slurpee machines. They're not going to have that just for a day. Come on, Tim.
Dude, here's the thing, man. 7-Eleven with the high technology in those gas stations. Fun fact, there's not a 7-Eleven I checked for like, I think within 100 miles of where I currently am. So I'm not going to be taking part in this. To be fair, if there's a 7-Eleven in my office, I probably still wouldn't take advantage of this. Don't really have a high demand for 7-Eleven NFTs. Or Slurpees, to be honest. No.
I have a Polygon Matic NFT that I got from Coach, like Coach bags. Yeah, so
nice.
It was free. It was free.
Yeah,
I might try to find a 7-Eleven and get me another Polygon free NFT. Why not?
Go for it. Yeah, why not?
I like it. Well, we've got a little bit of time here. So Kathy Wood selling off Coinbase shares. Is this going to bring the price back down? I'll go over to the Coinbase charts here and show you guys kind of where it's rocking out at. It's in my mid cap tech stocks. So if you check it out here, I'm on the 4-hour, which I probably shouldn't be. Let me go over to the weekly. You can see here that it's been kind of sideways, but every now and then it has these big spikes up. Had a spike down here, but mostly this kind of in this range here. But now it's broken through this big order block on the weekly, got all the way up to 91 per share. And then Kathy got with her board and was like, you know what, guys, let's go ahead and sell. Let's take some profits. And that doesn't mean that they sold it all. They did not sell it all. We're not going to get into the details of that. They sold a portion to take profits. But how far, how does this go from here? Does it come back down and test the bottom of this order block? Where are we thinking Coinbase is going? Because I want to pick up some more of this, because I think if you zoom all the way out, this baby's got quite, we talked about all-time highs. This baby's got quite a journey ahead of it to go all the way back up to its all-time highs of $429 per share. Again, this is on the stock market, and then some more reasonable highs recently. Well, let's go to this huge level of resistance here, 142% up to 209. How likely are we to reach that anytime soon, guys?
Share my screen here, Piper. I did some TA on this actually yesterday over for Twitter. So a couple things we're looking at here. First of all, guys, this is an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which gives us a breakout up to $140. So keep your eyes on that. I think the next couple levels, because what we did do is we did set new 2023 highs. Yeah, right now, look at this, guys. If you zoom in here, where we are right now, where we retraced, and I think we did wick a little lower, but we're currently sitting right there at that peak we had back in February 2023. But don't be surprised if we come back all the way to this neckline and we use that as a neckline support level there as well. But what I'm watching for is these levels we had about a year ago, back in August of 2022. Watch for some of these reversal prices. So this one we're looking at somewhere around $95.50 would be an interesting place to watch for taking profit. I think another one around $98.71, and then all the way up here at 116. If we can get more momentum, and yeah, I realize some people are taking profit. It's a very high price for Coinbase. If you entered down here, you had a nice little trade opportunity where you were able to pocket just about 100%. So it makes sense why people are taking profit. But if we can keep this momentum, hitting these new highs for the year, if we can keep going up, watch for these three levels to be a little bit of a stopping point. Then you're kind of looking up here at around 132, a place that we reversed back in May of 2022. But again, inverse head and shoulders pattern calling for a $140 base. We'll see. It's like a race. Like, can Coinbase get there before the economy falls apart? And is the economy falling apart tomorrow? Is it falling apart this fall? Is it falling apart in the fall of 2028? You don't know. That's a great thing that we talked about yesterday with Chris Inks. You don't know when. We do all believe there will be a moment where the economy gets a very rough day and week and month and maybe a year, but you don't know when it is. And at the moment, we're seeing positivity for Coinbase,
Absolutely. Well, we are right up against the top of the show. So
it is 10:01, guys. Once again, thank you to everybody who joined today. It was an amazing launch for the YouTube membership here for Investing Bros. Again, if you guys are wondering anything about us, we are the most generous crypto community in all of YouTube. The reason for that is, I haven't said these numbers in a while. T-Shroom and I, when we started this channel, we said no matter whether $1 comes in or $1 million comes in, we're going to give 20% away to charity. We have some cool thoughts. Again, you guys in gold are going to be able to vote on that here at the end of the month, what this quarter will go to. But 20% is going there. The other, again, no money coming into my pocket, no money coming into T-Shroom's pocket, no money coming into Piper's pocket. The Lord has blessed us on other ways to support ourselves. So we view this entire channel, this entire community as our community just as much as it's your community. We want to see this thrive. We believe the Investing Bros is bigger than myself, than T-Shroom, than Piper. It's about all of us, and that's why we're the most generous community. Is because it's not about us. It's not about like us, meaning Tim, T-Shroom, and Piper. It's about we, meaning the entire community. So every dollar you guys give goes to just make this community even bigger and better. That's how you go in this episode. We'll see you again tomorrow morning, same time, same place, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a fantastic day. See you tomorrow morning.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shouted out loud on the PA. T-Shroom's news got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros.